Hey, you guys. So I wanted to come on here and read this article from Atlanta Black Star, as well as provide my commentary and opinions on this situation. But before I read this article to you guys, I want to say this. I am so tired of Black people thinking that we have allies in this world when it seems like every person's objective is to ensure that we remain in a permanent state of tyranny and totalitarianism. Some of their intentions are not made clear initially, and I get that. And some have the propensity to present to you a facade. They laugh with you, typical socializing, and it never ceases to disappoint that our people are susceptible to treachery and deception every time. And we don't learn from history. And it isn't to say that this case falls under that category because this situation is different. But what I've been observing on social media is Black people giving passes to other groups of people, still telling them that they're invited to the cookout, even though these people only did the bare minimum, not even benefiting your people at all. And if any gestures are done, it's sheer symbolism. And I understand that our position in this society causes us to react in a way where we basically reach for straws. Any hand that is extended to us, we seem to think that whoever helps us must have good intentions. But you have to keep in mind that we thought we were receiving vaccinations and healthcare during the Tuskegee experiment, but that's for another video. I think one thing we are starting to slowly understand is that each time someone mistreats our people, an apology follows shortly after, but luckily our people are kind of waking up to see that these apologies are disingenuous, and if it wasn't for backlash on social media, these savages would not apologize for their behavior. Common sense would tell you that if you don't mean someone harm, you would not proceed with whatever action you intend on doing. And so that's why, unless it was an accident, like you might accidentally trip and fall over onto someone by mistake, it's a premeditated action. But I want to go ahead and get into this article. I want to introduce you all to this amazing new sponsor, Ash Kickin. They are a Black-owned health and beauty business that specializes in a multitude of potent and formidable products that will help enrich your skincare regimen. They take their time handcrafting some of the products so you know it's authentic and made with love and care. My personal favorites are the body butter and the African black soap. These both help to keep my skin clear and free of acne, and the best part is their health and beauty products are all natural. Also have hair care products unique and specific to our hair texture. Definitely make sure you guys check that out. The best part is every time I order from them, their shipping is fast and reliable, so make sure you guys check out Ash Kickin at www.ashkickin.com. Follow them on Instagram at ash.kickin. Like their page on Facebook. Make sure to follow them on Twitter at officialashkick and use my code ChrisMoore1 at checkout to get discount on your skincare and health products. Ashkickin.com. It's an article where it says white teenager who forced autistic black boy to kiss his shoe asked to write good behavior contract as punishment. This is an article from Atlanta Black Star. But it starts off by saying the white teenager who was seen forcing an autistic black boy to kiss his shoe in a video that surfaced in June will not spend any time in jail under the terms of a recent settlement. A 17-year-old white male was arrested in England last month and charged with racially aggravated assault after video footage showing him forcing an autistic black boy to kiss his shoe went viral online. The footage has been viewed more than 1 million times and shows the male along with a white 17-year-old girl also charged with racially aggravated assault, telling the boy repeatedly to get on his knees and kiss the teen's shoes. The incident took place at Holmfirth Cricket Club in West Yorkshire, United Kingdom. The boy says, "Kiss my shoe now," the teen shouts before reaching out to strike the boy, who narrowly manages to dodge his hand. On the ground, get on the ground and kiss my shoe, the boy demands. The girl also stands by, yelling at the boy and gesturing downward at the ground. Eventually, the black boy kneels on the ground to kiss the shoes of the white teenagers as bystanders laugh. Now, this really is something that it really bothers me because I have a close friend whose nephew is autistic, and so this one, it hits close to home for me. Bullying and subjecting a person with a developmental disorder, one where it requires constant supervision, is not only subhuman and barbaric in nature, but you have to be one of the most disgusting and ferociously demented people to bring forth such harsh conflict on someone with autism. And There's actually a video with this article, but due to the strict guidelines that YouTube has for violence, I don't want to risk getting a strike. This also plays a part in what I was talking about when I say that Black people suffer from generational trauma. I don't want to see my people treated this way, especially when we've been dealing with these same barbarians since the inception of slavery. And it hurts even more knowing that this is a young Black boy who has autism. And I will be emphasizing this a lot throughout the video because I want parents who have children with autism to be cognizant and aware of the filth out there who have no type of contrition at all, even with this disorder. And of course, who didn't see this coming, that no jail time will be served? I mean, are we really shocked at this point? I know in this young boy's case it's different, but I think we need to enroll our children in self defense courses. And if they are of a certain age, arm them with some type of weapon for protection because I think we can surmise that a lot of people in this world are not looking out for your best interest. And again, I cannot place enough prominence on the fact that this situation is very traumatizing, especially for a young boy that suffers from autism. Typically, children already deal with severe psychological effects from bullying and later on in life, but this behavior internalizes itself and then manifests itself in erratic ways. And I can only imagine what that would be like for an autistic person. It's probably a magnitude of plus 10. And I know we have issues with racism and systemic oppression in the US, but if you guys have been watching me for a while, I have made mention that white supremacy itself is a global concept. It's omnipresent in the sense that certain behaviors and ideologies expressed are specific to a group of people who are the only ones capable of perpetuating such eviscerating power. And with the devastating effects of this system, our people are extremely vulnerable to racial attacks almost anywhere on this planet. And this is why I think we need to be cautious of our level of passivity because this particular group of people have an entitled sense of arrogance when it comes to exerting their dominion over Black people. Now, when Black people come face to face with arduous and grueling situations, we have this tendency to take out our cell phones and record. We normally walk away from whoever is pursuing us, and we have to stop doing that because your avoidance of an oncoming danger is directly reinforcing that behavior to antagonize you. And I know because of our passive nature and what I perceive to possibly be fear, we don't engage in any combative reactions to counter the situations, but maybe we need to start doing that because I think for too long, we've become so docile and submissive that we don't have much of an intimidation factor to the world. And this is why people feel like they can disrespect and call the police on you because you don't present yourself in a way that suggests that you're a force to be reckoned with. And let me reiterate this again. I know that this little boy is a different situation, but I feel like as it pertains to our people being subject to similar mistreatment, this commentary is more than necessary. And it should also speak volumes to our people about how women from the dominant society are complicit in your destruction as well, because you guys see how the article said that the girl and other bystanders just sat by in complicity watching this all go down. Because I know some of us have this sick and twisted lust or desire for those recessive gene women. And it may help reevaluate your perception of them, but then again, it might not because, in the eyes of some, these women can do no wrong, despite the fact that they're just as bad as the men, but that's for another video. But I'm going to continue. The article says, the white boy pleaded guilty to common assault, and the girl admitted to causing harassment, alarm, or distress to the boy involved. Although they each denied the racially aggravated assault charges, each aggressor was ordered to pay the victim €50 and to sign a good behavior contract. Race hate charges filed against the pair were also dropped by prosecutors. Their names have not been released for legal reasons. And then it says the male also told a second Black victim, I will slap the 50 shades of black out of you, pal. The second victim also received €50 of compensation. Both teens were referred to the Kirklees Youth Offender Panel, a community restorative justice institution. The boy's term before the panel is to last 7 months, while the girls will last for 4. I mean, of course, the charges were going to be dropped. See, here's the thing, you guys. I think Black people need to stop the shock factor. This system is working exactly the way it was intended to. It's not broken, and I've stated that before. Do you really think they're going to bring their own up on charges with this level of severity? And as far as I'm concerned, an apology at this point is really just a slap in the face because once that boy endured the wrath that those barbaric savages exposed him to, it's nothing a fake apology or money can solve. He can't just cut that part of that experience out of his mind, and it's really more of an insult because 10 times out of 10, These people never truly mean what they say when they apologize. And if I were this boy's family, I would try to seek counsel from an attorney, but preferably a black attorney, because there's a better chance that someone from your culture and race will look out for you to see if these subhumans can be charged for something else. Now, this next part I find interesting because a lot of times we talk about how Black people will disseminate colorism, but colorism is something that can be expressed by anyone, including the larger society. The malicious comments about 50 Shades of Black is obviously very colorist in nature, and I've told you guys this before, but colorism is so much more than a decision someone makes when they date. It's degenerate comments, so called preferences, etc. And this stupid boy is implying that because of the black boy's dark skin tone, he can rid the boy of his dark skin by a few shades simply by threatening to use excessive force against him. In the next part of the article, where it mentioned the Justice Institution, I'm guessing that's probably like what juvenile hall would be like here in the US. But I still think charges need to be brought up regardless because that's just not good enough for me. And I think it's because of this boy's autism that it bothers me so much. And I know black people constantly make comments on social media talking about that they're tired of dealing with racist attacks against them on a routine basis. This is why I say we need to be wide awake and alert because these people practice their attacks on us tirelessly and they're bold with it to where they don't have a problem approaching you and displaying to the world. Their system works in favor of them and you will cower to their whim. And I want to ask you guys a question. If I have any subscribers that are parents and you may have a child with autism, ADHD, or any form of developmental disorder or behavioral disorder, and this happened to your child, how would you respond to this? And it has to be beyond frustrating and upsetting to think that these thugs basically got off with this. This is what's really messed up about this world because they're the ones currently in power. So, as long as they serve this sentence, they'll get out and go on to become some of the most powerful figures in the society. And you guys are no stranger to this. By now, we all know how this system works. This accounts for why police brutality is so high and disproportionately affects our community the most. These are the people that uphold and nurture the system to help keep Black people in an eternal state of subjugation. But until Black people are effectively able to create a system that holds other groups of people responsible for disparaging conduct against us, we're going to continue to suffer with no consequences. And I really hope this poor boy's family is able to take him to counseling aside from his ABA therapy, because I know people with autism normally have to go through ABA therapy, but also routine psychological counseling to ensure that his mental health is intact. And these situations left unchecked have the capacity to metastasize and develop into monumentally gigantic problems in the later part of life. And these are just a few of my thoughts on this, but I want to hear from you guys. And trolls beware because I patrol my comments section like clockwork, so be prepared to be blocked if you think you're going to come on here and start some trouble. Respectfully state why you agree or disagree. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.